The 2024 draft class hasn't been the most notable, but Stephon Castle has been extremely good and is starting to run away with the Rookie of the Year award. He was moving up the rankings all season, but ever since Wembanyama announced he was out for the rest of the year, Castle has really stepped up. And now that De'Aaron Fox is also out for the year, he's going to get even more opportunity going forward. He's currently leading all rookies in points by almost 150. Right now, he has 18 games with 20 or more points. That's literally 10 more games than the next highest player, which is Jared McCain, by the way, who hasn't played since December, and the next highest other than him is Dalton Connect with just 6. Castle has been on another level, and the scary part is that his defense is even better than his offense. And if he wins Rookie of the Year, then the Spurs will be one of very few teams in NBA history to draft back-to-back Rookie of the Year award winners. The last time that happened was when the Timberwolves drafted Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns back in 2015 and 2016. Then the last time it happened before that was all the way in the 70s. It's not something that happens very often. Throughout Castle's last 9 games, he's been averaging 21 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Those are extremely solid numbers for a rookie, and you can't forget that he's doing all of this while coming off the bench. He's one of, if not the most athletic player in the whole rookie class. From his wild dunks to his defense, he's one of the best athletes in the NBA in general. Just a super fun player to watch, and despite not being the most efficient player at times, he's still a monster offensively. His ability to get to the rim and score in the paint is definitely the best part of his game when it comes to his offense. Castle can score in the paint on basically anyone, and because of that, he's also really good at drawing fouls. He's shooting 50% from 2-point range as a whole and 61% from within 5 feet. He's able to get by defenders with ease and has the body control to finish around them or power through any type of contact. And even if you stay on his hip while he drives, he's always able to create enough separation to get the layup off. The way he's able to literally control where the defender goes is crazy, and his touch around the rim has only gotten better as the season has gone on. Not very many players have the explosiveness and body control that he's got already. He's really just a jump shot away from having megastar potential. You can obviously still be dominant without a consistent jumper, but if you can shoot, it makes you that much more of a threat and harder to guard. Right now, Castle's only shooting 28% from 3, which is pretty rough. He's had games where he's shot well from 3, but they just haven't been there consistently. His shot looks solid, which is a good sign, and I do think it will get better over time. He's got a lot on his plate right now, as he gets used to NBA defenses, and once more defenders start to play his drive, then I think we'll start to see more of the consistency that we're looking for. Not to mention, he'll be playing alongside guys like Wemby, De'Aaron Fox, and Devin Vassell, who all will help get him open. But he also has shown that he can mix it up in the mid-range, which for paint-first guards can be a pretty big deal. He's shooting around 35% from the mid-range area, which could be better, but definitely isn't terrible. His willingness to take jumpers consistently keeps the defense honest. You can't just ignore him and let him shoot, which in turn stretches the floor and creates driving lanes for both him and his teammates. So yeah, he might not be knocking them down with consistency, but the fact that he's even shooting them is doing a lot more for the team than you might know. And a really important thing to note here is that rookie guards typically take a season or even a few before they really start to get going. We see this year after year. It's a lot easier to play the role of a taller player that doesn't have the ball in their hands very much than it is a shorter player that's running an offense at times. Despite the Spurs having a lot of other ball handlers, Stephon Castle has still had the ball in his hands a lot more than any other rookie by far. As of today, he has a usage percentage of 25%, which leads all rookies, and it's not even close. The next highest is Jalen Wells, and he has a usage percentage of 16.2. I hope you realize how big of a difference that really is. That's also before De'Aaron Fox was announced to be out for the rest of the season. He has the ball in his hands a lot more than the other rookies, and a big reason for that is because he's earned it. On top of being a major threat on the offensive side of the ball, he's also a major threat on defense. The Spurs are literally full of top-tier defenders, and Castle is no different. Like I just said earlier, he's extremely athletic, so another one of his best traits, of course, is his defense. We already knew he was going to be a good defender going into the draft, but he's been even better than people, including me, thought he would be. He's currently leading all the rookies in steals because it literally feels like he's all over the court. He can get passing lane steals, on-ball steals, and can even block shots to a certain extent. We've seen him play extremely well against some of the top scorers in the league. And just like we saw with his offense, he also really shows his toughness on defense. Not only is he a great defender, but it's his mentality and approach to the game that really takes him to the next level. That's the part that has me sold on him the most. And really, that's what makes him such a good player in general. Not only has his defense been even better than everyone thought, but his offense looks just as promising. Plus, on top of what he's done in the regular season so far, he's also had a very busy All-Star weekend. His dunk contest performance was a lot better than most of the participants that we've seen over the last several years. And then on top of that, he also won the MVP of the Rising Stars tournament. So if you didn't know who he was going into All-Star Weekend, you definitely did once it was over. Unless you didn't watch it. In that case, I don't blame you. But the fact that Stephon Castle has been as good as he has, all while dealing with multiple different obstacles, is very promising. He's been dealing with inconsistent minutes throughout the whole season and has even done most of his work this year while coming off the bench. Plus, he only got to spend a short period of time with Greg Popovich before his medical situation. Then Wembanyama goes out for the rest of the year, and finally they add De'Aaron Fox in the middle of the season. A lot has gone on this year for the Spurs, but Castle has been handling it all really well for someone that's only 20 years old. I knew he was going to translate to the NBA pretty well because most defense-first players do, but the whole package he's brought to the league is way better than I expected. The fact that he's this good already is awesome. And really, the Spurs' whole future core is really getting scarier as the days go on. Wembanyama is an all-star and one of the top defenders in the entire NBA. De'Aaron Fox is also a top point guard in the league, and then you have multiple other young promising players in Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, and now Stephon Castle. Then to make it all that much scarier, you can't forget they're also most likely going to get a top 10 pick in this year's draft. They were a competitive team at the beginning, but once things started to slip and everyone got hurt, they decided to just shut everyone down, which is the right decision. So that promising future core is about to get even better. This team is really stacked, and once everyone's healthy next season, it wouldn't surprise me if they put together a very strong year. I mean, we saw Stephon Castle help lead UConn to a national championship in his one season there, so we know he can buy into a winning team. I've seen some people say that they're worried about him playing alongside a ball-dominant point guard in De'Aaron Fox, but I honestly think that might be a good thing. Obviously, the team also has Vassell to handle the ball as well, and we've seen what Stephon Castle looks like being the main ball handler. But I honestly feel like he plays even better when he's playing alongside a playmaking point guard. That allows him to really focus on what he does best and gives him a little bit more energy on both sides of the ball. Although with the mentoring he's been getting from guys like Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox, I think that part of his game will develop just as fast as everything else. I mean, just go back and watch his games from the beginning of this season to now. He's already improved a ton. And it definitely helps that he's in a system that's known for developing superstar talent. Despite the 2024 rookie class not being the most stacked, he's definitely set himself apart, and now that De'Aaron Fox is out and the team has nothing to lose, we might see him take yet another step. But let me know what you guys think about Stephon Castle in the comments, and please leave a like on the video to support the channel. Also, subscribe if you're new for more basketball videos just like this one.